Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Rama, and in today's video, I'll be breaking into my opinion on what I believe to be the single most important purchase to make in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, I should mention now that this video is mainly for beginners, but it might come handy to some of you that don't own this vehicle or fully utilize it. So, what exactly am I talking about? Well, obviously, it's the Kosatka. I personally believe that this is the most important purchase any player can make for a numerous amount of reasons, which we'll be breaking into for today's video. I'm just waiting for the comments to flood in. Oh boy, here we go again, another Cayo Perico video. But this isn't necessarily focusing on the heist. We will take a brief talk about it because it is a great way of making money, but we're here to talk about the Kosatka itself, the features that it has, and why it's such a good vehicle to own. We are going to start today's video off with the least important things and make our way to the most important things about the Kosatka. So let's get into it. Starting off, we have the missiles. The Kosatka features a missile upgrade. It's not cheap, but it does give you the ability to launch a guided missile from inside the safety of your submarine. To show you how accurate these missiles are, I have placed a car all the way on the top of Mount Chiliad. And this also shows you that these things go really, really far, and they're quite fast. I mean, we've literally already climbed the entire height of Mount Chiliad. So making our way to the top of this mountain, you're going to notice a green car right on top, and look at this. Look how easy it is to aim with this missile. Just like that, we have definitely hit the car. No effort whatsoever. And it's literally that easy. Then you have to wait a minute to launch again. However, Rockstar didn't think this through all too well, because you can literally just go to the second seat while you're waiting for the first one to cool down. I mean, sure, it might take you 20 or so seconds to get into the seat, but as you'll notice, once you're in the seat, you are able to launch another missile. So essentially, you can launch a missile every 30 seconds, which is quite nice. And again, it is so easy to use these missiles and go exactly where you want. So let's say I want to hit, I don't know, let's try and hit the garage door of Los Santos Customs. Well, we've already got it lined up, so it's just this easy. There you go. Boom. Right on the door. And by the way, these missiles are dangerous. They have the ability to blow up a fully armored Amanitech vehicle in one hit. So, yeah, you don't mess with the missiles. As I said, they're not the most important upgrade. I don't ever use them, but they are there, and I can tell you for a fact that if you're ever being chased by somebody or you ever need to use them, they are definitely a very good self-defense mechanism. Making your way to the helm of the submarine, you can enter the driver's seat. And you have two options. You can either drive the sub, or you can fast travel. Driving is pretty useless in my opinion. I mean, sure, you can bring it from like point A to point B, but it's super slow. What you want to do is enter the fast travel option. If you have not done a single Cayo Perico heist yet, it's going to be $10,000 for each fast travel. However, if you complete just a single run-through of the Cayo Perico heist, it's $2,000, as we can see in front of me. Our sub is currently located at Procopio Beach. This is literally the furthest from the city you could possibly be. However, let's say I want to make my way over to Vespucci Beach. So I'm going to pay $2,000, and the game is going to bring us through a very short cutscene. This is the fastest way to travel by far in Grand Theft Auto Online. Rockstar unfortunately patched the fast traveling method, but as we can see, my submarine is now resurfacing out of the water. And just like that, we've made it all the way from Procopio Beach to Vespucci, all the way in Los Santos. I mean, it's that simple. So we're just going to exit this cutscene, and there you go. Taking a look at the map, we can see I'm all the way in Los Santos. This is a great way to travel, not only if you're doing setups for the Cayo Perico heist, but it's also great if you just have a job that you need to do all the way on the other side of the map. It's by far one of the fastest ways to travel. We now move on to one of the best things about the Kosatka, which is the Cayo Perico heist. For some reason, there are a lot of players that believe after the Cayo Perico heist was nerfed that it is no longer worth participating in, and that is completely incorrect. For example, let's talk about the agency Dr. Dre VIP mission. It will take you an hour and 10 to 20 minutes to complete this from start to finish if you're pretty efficient. And In those hour and 20 minutes, you are going to net $1 million. That's it. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of money. But let's make our way over to the Cayo Perico Heist. It's going to take you about 40 to 50 minutes to do start to finish if you're pretty fast. And in that 40 to 50 minutes, you are going to net anywhere from $900,000 to $1.5 million. 900,000 is the worst, by the way. That's if you're doing the heist on normal mode, and you get the worst take like the Cien Subito. If you're doing the heist on hard mode, you complete the elite challenge, which is very easy to do once you get your pathing down, and you get a decent take like bearer bonds or even the pink diamond, you are easily going to be making about $1.1 to $1.3 million on average every single heist, with about 40 minutes of effort. So by far, the Cayo Perico Heist is still the most efficient way of making money in the game. And people that say otherwise are wrong. Yes, I do agree that spamming it over and over and over gets boring, it gets repetitive, and it takes away some of the fun from the heist. However, nobody can argue that it is a bad way of making money. If you're new to the game, I would always recommend to get your hands on a Kosatka within the first week of playing. Yes, the agency is also super important. I would recommend to buy both, but you definitely need to mess around with the Cayo Perico Heist. It is going to be a fantastic way of making money, especially for the first time, and the bonuses you'll get for the different ways of escaping the island. And that brings us to the number one thing about the Kosatka, being the Sparrow. This is my favorite vehicle in all of Grand Theft Auto Online. The Sparrow is not only one of the fastest flying vehicles, especially for a helicopter. 168 miles per hour is very fast, and it's the second fastest flying helicopter in the game, only beaten out slightly by the weaponized Kanata. But let's be real, the Kanata is pretty useless, it's a waste of money, so this just easily takes the champion for all helicopters in the game. The Sparrow not only features speed, but it also has weapons. You have infinite homing missiles, which are easily spammable. So let's say you're doing a mission where you need to kill a bunch of people. Well, no problem. You whip out your Sparrow and boom, you start nuking people easily right in front of you. Not only that, but if you're in a public session or for some reason you are having missiles fired at you, well, the Sparrow features flares. This was one of the biggest buffs ever to this helicopter because it was already great, but Rockstar said, you know what, let's make it even better by giving it these flares. So not only is the Sparrow fast, but it features flares and it features missiles. These are all amazing capabilities. I would say my favorite thing about the Sparrow by far is that you can call it wherever you are. So we can go to service vehicles, scroll over to Kosatka, click on Sparrow. As you can see, it literally spawns right behind me instantly. You cannot do this with any other aircraft in the game. If you want to get a personal Raiju or helicopter out, you have to go to Manage Vehicles and you got to scroll through all the personal aircraft. Let's say I want to get out an FH-1 Hunter. Well, we have to wait for it to spawn in, and it's most likely going to spawn in on the roof of some sort of hospital building. I don't even know where the heck it is. I got to look on the map for it. Oh, spawned pretty far away, all the way at the casino. So then I'd have to drive all the way to the casino to get out my FH Hunter. It's just a lot of effort, and while my Hunter is out, I'm not allowed to call in any personal car, which is really annoying. With the Sparrow, you can still call out any car you want, as this does not count as a personal vehicle. So yeah, the Sparrow is absolutely incredible because of these listed reasons. Oh, and there's one last thing about this helicopter that's great, and it's the fact that once it gets destroyed, all you have to do is wait 2 minutes and you can call it back in once again. It's absolutely free to call in. So as we can see, well, once my character stops rolling around, we go back to service vehicles, and we go over to Kosatka, and as we can see, I just have to wait 1 minute and 50 seconds to call it back. So essentially, when you're done using your Sparrow, make sure to blow it up, just jump out of it while it's mid-flight, then wait 2 minutes, call it back in, you'll get a brand new one. The Sparrow is an absolutely incredible aircraft, and it saves so much time. The Oppressor Mark II is great, but it's also upwards of $10 million to purchase right now, and for a new player, it's just not worth it when you can get a Kosatka and a Sparrow for half the price.